equations of lines given two ordered pairs. So first couple of things you're going to want to do is obviously make sure that you know how to find slope, which is the change in y over change in x. If you notice, I have the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the first example, you might be able to notice right here, it's already worked out for you. The ordered pairs are 3, 7, and 5, 11. And if you take a little bit of time, you're going to find out the slope is 2, which I just took the y's, I subtracted them, and I subtracted the x's. As long as I stay consistent, I'm okay. Now I'm going to plug it into the y equals mx plus b, and I already know my slope is 2, so I'm going to try to find my y-intercept. That's my goal. And I'm going to pick one of these ordered pairs. It doesn't matter which one you do. Whatever's easier for you, grab it. So I take my slope of 2 and I multiply by the x. So if you have to put an x underneath the 3, if it helps you, great. And if you remember, 2 times 3 is 6. Then your y is 7. So you're going to get your b is 1. Now regardless, even if you did the 5 and 11, you're still going to get your b is 1. Now what is your b? It's your y-intercept. So I find the slope. I take one of the ordered pairs, I plug it in, and then now I've got my slope, I find my new y-intercept, and my answer is y equals 2x plus 1. So I'm going to take you through 3 examples, and it's going to be the same procedure. We're going to find the slope, we're going to plug in an ordered pair, and we're going to get the y-intercept, and then we are going to have the equation. So the first one that I'm going to attempt is 3, negative 6, and 1, 2. However you do this, just make sure that you start off with your y's. And here are your y's. And I'm going to purposely grab the 2 right here. And I'm going to go 2 minus a negative 6. And then if I start off with the 2, I have to start off with the 1. I'm going to do 1 minus 3. So if you think back to your basic math skills, if I'm going to go 2 minus a negative 6, so I did these ordered pairs right here, I am going to get 8. And then 1 minus 3 is negative 2, and that is going to reduce to negative 4. Now the important thing is that we got to get the correct slope, otherwise the rest of the problem is going to be wrong. So how do I go about this? I just start plugging it into my slope intercept form. I already know that my slope is a negative 4, and I'm going to pick either one of these ordered pairs. It doesn't matter. If I pick this one right here, remember this is my x, and this is my y. So where do I put my x? Right next to my current slope, which is negative 4. And my negative 6 goes right here for my y. And then I'm just going to do some easy math right here. I am going to go negative 4 times 3, which is, I believe, negative 12. And then I'm going to add 12 to both sides. And when I add 12 to both sides, I am going to get 6. What does 6 mean? Well, 6 happens to be my y-intercept. I'm ready for my equation. There's my y-intercept, and there is my slope. So when I go to the answer, I'm just going to write y equals a negative 4x plus 6. So got my slope right off the bat, plug it in, I get my y-intercept. So I'm going to do 2 more. You might want to try this one ahead of me, pause it, see if you're getting it yet. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my slope. And on this one, notice right here I've got the negative 4 and the 4. It doesn't matter. This time I'm going to switch it around a little bit. I'm going to go negative 4 minus 4. Notice I already have that minus sign in there for myself. And then I'm going to go 3 minus a negative 1. When I do this, I shall get, let me think, negative 4 minus 4 is, I believe, negative 8. And when I go 3 minus a negative 1, that is going to be a positive 4. What does this reduce to? Negative 2. Now I'm going to plug it in. I have a negative 2 for my slope, so I know my answer is negative 2x. So if this is multiple choice, if I see one with negative 2x, I know it's going to be the possible answer. Ordered pairs, doesn't matter what you choose. I'm going to use the first one. This is my x, and this is my y. Don't get them backwards, and you should be all right. I'm going to go negative 2 times 3, And I'm going to put my negative 4 underneath here. Notice I'm putting this directly below my y here, and I'm putting this directly below my x. Do some basic math here. Negative 4 multiply. You're going to get a negative 6. And then you just got to think back to when we did these in junior high. You add 6 to both sides. This is going to give you your y-intercept, which is probably the most challenging thing for some kids when they were doing it for the first time. And you get 2. So, what's my equation? Well, if you think back, this was my slope, negative 2, and I'm just going to put an x there, and my y-intercept was 2. All right, I got one more to do. This one again, I'm going to figure out what my slope is. So let's maybe try to go here. Let's take the 16. Let's subtract 2. Since I started with 16, I got to start with my 3. So I'm going to go 3 minus 1. What is 16 minus 2? That is 14. What is 3 minus 1? 2. What does that reduce to? 7. Okay, so I've got my slope. I already know that it's 7. I'm going to be plugging in one of these ordered pairs. Whatever is easy. I'm going to go with this one. This one seems easy. This is my x, and this is my y. So my x is 1, my y is 2. And do some math here. Oh, I like this. This is 7 times 1 is 7. I do not know what my y-intercept is. That's what I'm trying to find out. I am going to subtract 7 from that 2. And I think I'm going to get a negative number. I'm going to get a negative 5 for my y-intercept. And there's my equation. Y equals 7x, because that's the slope that I had earlier. And I found out my y-intercept. That's the hardest part to do. Minus 5. Okay, quick reminders on this one. Find your slope. Don't make any mistakes with the negative signs. If you have to, there's websites that you can use to check your slope. Once you get your slope, plug in one of your ordered pairs, find out what your y-intercept is, and then there you go. You got your answer. Your slope and your y-intercept.